Holy shit, I'm only 15 minutes late. Good God, I'm a terrible fucking human being. Need to fucking die because I'm just an absolute shithead at this kind of shit. You know? Finally, you friggin' nerd. You know what, man? Joseph, I'm a human being. I'm a human being with human being abilities of being terrible and shit at life. Like, for example, I drove to my work today, got out of the car, looked in the car, and noticed I had no uniform. I then told my boss, hey, I'm gonna be late because, I don't have my uniform. And she's just like, okay, well, I mean, okay, there's not much you can do. Go get it. I'll tell the office next time that you're late and such. And I'm just like, thanks, appreciate it. Then I drive home. I drive back. I have my uniform. And then she's just like, oh, so you slept in, right? And I'm just like, no, I didn't sleep in. I left my fucking uniform. Except, obviously paraphrasing there because that's obviously not what I said to her because I actually enjoy having a job. Ah, fucking hell. But no, man, I'm a human being. I make mistakes. Wait, sorry. Okay, I. This song.
But don't give me choice, 'cause I'll just make.
Oh, okay. This one.
Can't control my clothes when it's.
Okay, not that song. Is it this one? No. Okay. Where the fuck is this song? Damn it, I can't think of this fucking. You remind me of. Well, not you. Situation reminded me of the song where it goes like, I make mistakes. And I can't fucking remind that. 2 minutes late, we bash him like he healed someone. Basically. I mean, look, I already know I'm a terrible human being. I don't need you guys to point it out to me. I mean, shit, man. Like, earlier today, I left the toilet seat up. I'm just the shittiest fucking person that you could be in life. Anyways, I don't think I'm gonna find this song. Because I genuinely can't. I make mistakes. Fuck yeah. I give up. I can't remember the song. Such caring fans. Yep. Guys are just the best, you know? I really feel the love and the appreciation that you give to me all the time. You bastard. Alright, we should probably get this game going, huh? Alright, let's do this. I just realized I forgot my water. I'm gonna have to go get water later. Okay. They step through the door to find themselves in a wide hallway. Junpei, June, Lotus, and Santa stopped for a moment and looked at their surroundings. A short distance away, a metal grate extended across the width of the hallway. They took hold and shook, but it refused to move. Nearby was a pair of elevators. It took only a few button presses to determine that the elevators would not respond to their efforts. They could only assume the elevators were not powered. There was only one door left. Well, looks like we don't have any choice. Yeah. Sure does. Well then, let's open it. You're right, I'm not human. I'm a mudkip. I need water even more than you people. Junpei grabbed hold of the knob and quietly pushed the door open. He entered, slowly, trying to take in as much of his surroundings as he could. The others followed shortly.
Oh, so it's a kitchen.
Santa did not look pleased.
What were you expecting?
And obvious? The exit. I was hoping this would be the way out of here. Really think it'd be that easy? Yeah, I know. Still.
As they talked, Lotus headed deeper into the room. Lotus, don't you fucking leave us. We need your brains. Till at last she stood in front of a door. If we could just get through this door, we should come out on the other side of that grate we saw earlier.
But don't we need a key for that? Sorry, I guess that wasn't very constructive.
Hey Otto, how's it going? Neither Junpei nor Lotus looked terribly happy. Junpei dug the ship map from his pocket and spread it out in front of him. As he did... Hey,
What's that? Huh? Oh, yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you. I found this a little while ago. It's a map of the beat deck.
before Junpei could finish, Lotus snatched the map away from him. She ran her finger across it, muttering to herself. See? Look. Hey, Turret. How's it going? Junpei did as he was told. Santa and June moved over to look at the map as well. Came in here. We go out there, then on the other side of the grate. With her finger, Lotus traced a path on the map. She was right. Satisfied that she'd been correct, Lotus folded the map and handed it back to Junpei. Took it and slid the valuable piece of paper back into his pocket.
There's a card reader on the right side of the door.
Then that means the key card is somewhere in here, right?
That seems...
Alright, we know what we need to do then. Let's get moving. First off, I say we split up and look for clues.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, wasn't expecting it to be that quick. Okay. Doing pretty good, got more decorations up and put up a Christmas village set. Oh, that's cool. So I just realized something that I should have done but forgot to do again. Because I'm a stupid. Last night I kind of came here and then passed. What? Dude, what are you talking about? It's all good. Wait, there was a Scooby-Doo reference and I missed it? Fuck, what was the Scooby-Doo reference? Fuck me, I don't know. Anyways, we need to start looking for a fucking way. Hey, Okami. How have you been, girl? What's going on? In Fire Emblem, I will give it the fact that it does have good music. But I can't stand the gameplay of that game. Anyways, we should probably start looking around. Okay. What do we got here?
Those 9 plates look pretty expensive.
They're plates for appetizers. Remember, appetizers usually come on square plates.
Okay, well excuse me, princess.
So what is this game? This is 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, and it's pretty good. So now you bastards start hurrying up only over 2 hours in, for fuck's sakes. Yeah. Flip it up and look for clues. Yeah, that's true, that's true. I totally missed that. Caught a Growlithe and Pokemon Moon Evolved Pikachu Popplio. Nice!
1, 2, 3. There's 10 of them. If you flip these over, they look like hats. middle is super deep for a plate.
They're soup bowl plates. They're made that way so the soup doesn't spill. If we ever get out of here, you should treat yourself to a nice dinner out.
What makes you think a poor college student has the money to do something like that?
Good point. Also, I can get that. Also, I've been up to writing stuff. Nice! Glad to hear. Zelda cartoon reference. Okay, fair enough. Yep, I wouldn't know. I think there are 15 of these plates. I'm assuming they're for seafood.
How the hell can you tell that? They look just like any other plate from the 99-cent store.
If you ever take a lady out to dinner, you're going to embarrass yourself. Fucking savage, Lotus. I feel sorry for June.
What? 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 Why the hell are you bringing up June?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks. You are not terribly subtle. Remind now they're talking about plates, goddammit. I think that we have to do something with the number of plates.
There's a bunch of little wavy ridges on this plate.
Those plates are for serving meat. Ugh. You really are ignorant, aren't you?
Come on, it's not like I need to know this crap. Jeez.
Okay, can I get the number? There's a voucher at the end of the counter. Oh.
This voucher doesn't match the number of plates on the table.
It says appetizer 9, dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F on the voucher. And the plates on the table are 9 appetizer, 16 10 soup, 15 seafood. Maybe they're using hexadecimal here. Holy shit, don't tell. Does anybody here know how to speak hexadecimal? Because we might need that. My family is going shopping and gonna get Popeye and roll the plush. Nice! I wouldn't know where you buy that except the internet. I went to my aunt's for Thanksgiving, and all of us on my mom's side were there, and my cousin handed me his 3DS XL without saying anything, and I'm like, dude, just give this to me, and he showed me his Pokemon Sun team, and I'm like, I need a 3DS XL or whatever. Cry. Oh, Kami, it's gonna be okay. Hey, game. How's it going? And yeah, I hope this isn't hexadecimal, because I know fuck all about that. And is 3DS that cheap now? A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, all the way up to F for 16. Okay. Thanks, game.
And hexadecimal is...
Yeah, Lotus will probably explain. It would make sense. It's a number system that goes 8, 9A, B, C, D, E, F, 10, 11. You're familiar with base 10, right? That's the normal system of numbers. The base 10 equivalents for hexadecimal numbers go like this. A equals 10, B equals 11, C equals 12, D is 13, E is 14, F is 15. And 10 is equal to 16. The 10 becomes 16 in base 10. I know it sounds strange, but you can think of it as just 6 letters added on to the normal number system after 9. Okay, so A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, E is F, F is 15, 10 is equal to 16, so on. Okay. Hey, Grumpy. How's it going? Oh, well, game, it's fine. Honestly, I'm still probably gonna need your help just to fucking get through this, I'm not like gonna lie. I think I get it. Okay, so in which case, hexadecimal. I wonder if it's some kind of hint.
Yeah, maybe.
Gunpei, do you remember what I told you about hexadecimal code earlier?
Yeah, of course I do.
Alright then, here's a little quiz for you. What would 9 plus F be in base 10?
Well, F is 15, so it'd be 9 plus 15, which would be 24, right?
That's right. Good job. You're a fast learner. Okay. So we're gonna need hexadecimal for something. Let's keep looking around the room though for now. Is there anything in here?
Wow, this pot looks like it's made out of silver.
I bet drinking tea from this pot would be really yummy.
Spending a day off with June, drinking tea. Such a day ever happened for me?
Jumpy?
Oh, nothing. We don't really need hot water, so we should be moving on.
I don't think you have access to water to begin with. Where am I facing? Okay. It's a note. It's got a bunch of stuff written on it, but it doesn't look like code or anything like that. Okay, I'll have to go check that out further later. Okay, there's 4 directions I can look. Let's check out here.
We got here's a pot and frying pan. Oh, and a pressure cooker. Well, I guess we could make some use of those as weapons.
What kind of idiot are you? You're gonna run around holding that thing while you're looking for the dead?
Hey man, it was just a joke. Why so serious?
Running water on the D deck. That while that is true, I'm pretty sure that's all salt water and would kill people. Oh, this is something. CE. This is probably what you're supposed to use to enter the password. Maybe if you put in the right number, it'll open the door. Okay, in which case, should we use the actual number of plates, you guys think, or the voucher number? Oh, that just tells me that again. 1 seed 16 is 10, so 10 is equal to 16. You count in hexadecimal. Okay. 9 plates for appetizers. 9 is 9 even in hexadecimal and decimal. Okay. 10 soup plates. 10 is A in hexadecimal. So 9A. 15, so 9AF. Okay. Oop. This looks like a serving table. I would imagine food is put here after it's prepared so the waiters and waitresses can take it out to the customers. But something doesn't seem right here. Why are there so many plates? Evaporate water and recondense it, it will remove the salt. That's true, but I don't know if they have the means of doing that right now. I guess they could just boil it off, but we also don't know if they have gas. Anyways, here, I'm also going to type this in chat so I remember. 9AF, what's the last one? 16, so that should be 10. Written as 10 hexadecimal, that is nuts. Okay, so 10. Alright, so let's try that code and see if that does anything. Okay, so, 9. Hey Junpei, why don't you try entering the numbers we found on the voucher earlier?
The one that said appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F?
Yes. Convert the 10, A and F to base 10. Well, it's worth a shot.
No dice. Looks like that's too many numbers.
Okay, so that's not it then. Display area above the buttons. You don't say.
An iron oven. Looks pretty heavy duty.
Probably industrial quality. I bet you could cook anything with this.
Anyway, let's have a look inside. Damn, I knew it. It's locked.
Yeah, kind of figured that. Alright, what's about the spices? Bottles of seasoning in here. Nothing? Okay. Oh, lights. Nice to have something finally go our way. Gonna head off. I wanted to peek in for a bit since the Discord notify as well as the chatty notify him when I was watching prior to this has ended. Alrighty game, have yourself a great night then. Thank you for the hexadecimal knowledge, I appreciate it.
This table looks really old-fashioned.
Probably means this is an old boat.
Okay, so I can't, there's a little back entry then. Okay, let's keep looking around here before we go in there though.
A countertop. We've got a rolling pin and a colander. Nothing useful, in other words.
Well, fuck.
That's the exit. There's a big old iron plate over the door. I don't think we can open it.
Probably not. Hey, Santa. Could you open that door, please?
What the hell? There's no way I could open that thing. Guess you're getting to that age where your eyes start to go, huh?
Better watch your mouth, boy. Someone won't live long enough to see that door opened. Got the two. Wait, this has got the two of them on edge. Gotta get out of here and fast. Fuck. Okay. That's a problem. Alright, what about over here? Maybe this table's for preparing food. There are plates everywhere. Wait, what? I didn't do that. That's weird. Opening a door really gets to people. It does, surprisingly. And yeah, fucking Lotus, she don't fuck around.
Oh, a countertop. There's a rolling pin and colander here. Oh, nothing useful. Trash can. There's nothing inside of it. Well, better than being full of rotten food, I suppose. Damn it, there's nothing in here.
Hey, Santa, digging through the trash really suits you.
Fucking hell. What the hell did you say? Listen, lady, I did you a favor. I knew you'd just piss and moan, so I did it for you.
Oh my. I don't recall asking you to do anything.
I ought to throttle you.
Squeeze me. Does it feel colder in here? Fuck, I hope I'm not getting punished for taking too long then.
They're lights, buddy. Nothing weird about that. Alright, it's going. Do you think this was all part of Zero's plan? Probably. Kinda hard to believe there's a chef's on board somewhere.
Grill. Some coals down here. Bright red.
It looks like the area under the plate opens up.
No, you can't. I already checked. It's sealed shut. I think that's where the coal goes. Why does everyone have weird names? It's not their real names. Everyone's using code names because they're in case they're being watched right now. So they don't want to give any information to the dude who's potentially watching them.
I wonder what this drawer is.
You see the metal grate on top of the grill? They make it like that so the fat and the juices can drip off the meat while it cooks. Okay. So I don't think... I'm gonna have to cook something then. I'm betting that's it. Pantry. Pantry. Where's the pantry? Okay.
There's so much stuff in here. A whole lot of cans.
This is probably a pantry.
Cans lining every shelf near. Wooden box on the second row, though. Okay. Ooh. That's a problem.
A rusty knife. I don't think we'll be able to use it while it's like this.
Knife seemed important, Junpei thought, but it wasn't going to be much use the way... Ooh, I know what to do.
It's futile.
Futile.
You know, a waste. Useless. Pointless.
Oh. Any particular reason you wanted to bring that up?
Oh, no reason really. I was just thinking about futility.
She wasn't making much sense. I mean, this is the bitch who was talking about demons earlier, so... But if we don't have time for this, we're gonna die in less than 7 hours unless you ask us to get your shit. They're not gonna get their shit together is the thing. They're not going to. Do we stab someone with a knife? June is weird. Yeah, I know, June is fucking crazy. But no, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to sterilize the knife, I'm willing to bet. Junpei tried rephrasing his question.
Why were you thinking about futility?
At last, she answered.
Well, it has something to do with the Titanic.
The Titanic.
Yep. Have you ever heard the story that the sinking of the Titanic was predicted?
I have not heard that.
No, I haven't. What is it?
In 1892, 14 years before the Titanic sank, a novel was published. It was called Futility. It was written by an American novelist named Morgan Robertson. The story was about a big cruise ship colliding with an iceberg and sinking. Of course, it was the only similarities. There wouldn't be any reason to mention it. It wasn't, though. The name of the ship, its nationality, course, departure time, size, displacement, maximum speed, number of passenger and crew, number of lifeboats, even the location of the accident itself and the cause, and the location of the damage. Everything matches the Titanic almost exactly. Almost as if he'd seen the whole thing happen. But this book was written 14 years before the Titanic sank.
June, we're wasting our time here.
But that's not all.
Fuck.
It wasn't just futility that predicted the sinking of the Titanic.
I vote to stab June. Jesus.
There were two other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead, both of them before the accident. One in 1886 and one in 1892. Stead wrote two stories that had striking similarities to the Titanic disaster. In one, two ships collided and many of the passengers died because there weren't enough lifeboats. In the other, a ship collided with an iceberg and sank.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give you that. It seems a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too uncommon for ships to hit icebergs back in the day. Or even other ships.
Right. I knew you'd say that. But what if Stead had some sort of special powers? Be more specific, what if he had the ability to do automatic writing?
Bitch, we need to stop having conversations about the occult. I mean, I find them interesting, but we can talk once we've gotten the fuck out of here.
What? Automatic writing? Wait, are you talking about that thing where someone says they're possessed by a spirit?
Read what I think. Wait a fucking moment. Why does June always try to throw our characters of points and on? They're just wait. Holy shit. Oh. Sorry, I didn't read the whole paragraph, but I did read the other stuff. But yeah, I personally don't think it's Zero. I do think that Zero is a separate entity. It's possible, but we're not close enough just yet. But it would make sense because she does seem to be a real fan of the Titanic. Actually, now that I think about it, if this were a replica of the boat, she does seem to know fucking everything about the Titanic. So that could suggest something.
And then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing what they're writing?
Oh,
And then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing that they're writing?
Yes.
What do you mean, yes? That stuff's a load of bull. Okay, so let's say hypothetically that automatic writing isn't a total load. These guys still couldn't have predicted the Titanic. When this Stead dude wrote his thing, nobody had died on the Titanic yet. So if automatic writing is about being possessed by spirits of dead people...
well, Apex, that's actually an interesting point you bring up. If you've ever seen Sword Art Online, one reason that they put for, Akayaba, I think? Akayaba Akiko? The reason why he was in Sword Art Online 2 is the theory being it's not fun to watch a bunch of people play a game. It's more fun to play it with them. So, I could see that, actually. Like, it does make sense for... It would make, like... It's very possible that Zero could be a player, because he's just like, fuck it, this seems like fun. Why not? That's very possible. I mean, the dude's already fucking loaded, so... There's a theory about how Jack was part of Rose's imagination. Not sure how I feel about this. Yeah, I never saw the Titanic. I wouldn't know fuck all about that. But yeah, no. Lotus is also fucking genius. I'm glad we brought her with us too. Because I know Snake is a genius too. Eric 7 had a very vague description of how he got there. Did 7? Oh yeah, that's right. 7 was kind of like... He was kind of like avoiding it, I think.
So, if automatic grading's about being possessed by spirits of dead people, who the hell possessed him so he could write that stuff?
That's not it.
What's not it?
Stead wasn't possessed by a spirit. He was doing the possessing.
What are you smoking?
Oh, I like Junpei a lot more now.
William Thomas Stead was a passenger on the Titanic. He just wrote down what he saw with his own eyes. 20 years before it happened.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Seven and June are in on it together. I don't think they'd be on it together. I think there's just, if anything, it'd be one person. SAO, I heard a theory that the creator of the game made SAO because he wanted to live in a fantasy world. I'm pretty sure he explicitly states that. He wanted to bring a bunch of people into his world and his vision. He decided it was probably best to say nothing. What June was saying was insane and utterly absurd. If he tried to take what she was saying seriously, he would go mad. Pace smiled uncomfortably.
Well, why don't we talk about this some other time, okay?
Huh? But...
Voice trailed off and she glanced at the floor, troubled. Oh. Pei tapped June gently on the shoulder and awkwardly reached around her to pick up the knife from the box. I'm just gonna keep this away from you, darling. Alright, so we can sterilize the knife with the grill. We know that. What about here? This cheese? A number of cheeses lined up on the shelf.
This is Gouda cheese, the most famous Dutch cheese. You don't cut open the casing, it usually won't go bad. So you can store it at room temperature for quite a while.
So we can eat this.
Most likely.
I'm not hungry at all. Because it's hard to get hungry in a situation like this. Okay, is there anything I can...
Hey, there's something behind the cheese.
You're right. Why don't we move some of the cheese?
Alright guys, time to move it. June and I need to look behind you. Oh my god, there's booze. Let's get smashed. Bet that cheese is pretty Gouda. Ah, fuck you, Joseph. There's a little green bottle back there. Bottle of oil. Okay, that's good. We can cook with that, and we can probably... I was gonna say, would we need oil to sterilize the knife, or could we just throw it in there? Wisconsin is known for cheese. Is it? I didn't know. I don't remember. I watched it, came out, and basically dropped it the first Austin Reeves. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, no, I'd have to go back for it to remember. My joke was a little cheese. There's cheese on the shelf. Sweet. Is it just... Okay, I think I got... Yeah, definitely. Okay, we're done here. What about this?
There's milk in here.
Milk in an iron barrel. Judging by the rust, it's probably really old.
Maybe we shouldn't open it up. I don't think it'd be a pretty sight.
Why couldn't it be booze? Because then everyone would just drink their way out of the situation and die.
It looks like some kind of large tin container.
Well, it's empty.
Cans lining every shelf in here. Wooden box in the second row, though. Okay, I think we're done in this room, right? I think we've got just about everything. Unless there's, like, a secret wall. Okay, yep. Light switch. The light for the pantry. Okay, I think we're good in here. Let's go try and sanitize the knife if we can. Oh. It's only a partition. There's nothing else worth noting here. Fair enough. There's the grill. Grill ready to grill. And I sanitize this. Maybe I have to... Okay, maybe I have to combine them first. Okay, no. Alright. Name I don't. I don't get why, but oh my god, so good. I'm very... Yeah. I'm also in the unpopular opinion. Like, I like cheese, but only on specific things. Like burgers or in craft dinner. I won't eat it just raw. This table's preparing food. There are plates everywhere. Bottles of seasoning. Frying pan and 2 kinds of pots. Please tell me. Tell you what, Okami. You eat cheese on your pizza? I do now. I'm not gonna lie, from at least the time when I was 8 or 9, and right up until I was 17, I would take all the toppings off my pizza and eat only the marinara sauce and the bread. I eat cheese on my pizza now, but for a good period of my life, I didn't. Cut your arm off and grill it, Jesus. Looks like the number on the voucher isn't the actual code. But how? Lecture time, jeez. That's odd. I know, I'm an odd kid. What can I say? Oh, something about the gas, maybe. Can I click that? Yep, it's a tank with a pipe coming out of it. Nothing really that's special about it. Okay. In which case, we need to do something with the plates, I think. I'm not expecting it to be the code on the voucher, but the actual plate number. So let's try this again. 9 plates for appetizers, 9 is 9. Okay. 10 soup, 10 is A. 15 seafood, that's F. 16 meat. Written is 10. That is nuts. I'm gonna eat pizza with a fork and knife sometimes. You mentally disabled. Not Joseph. I'll agree with Grumpy. I'll agree with Grumpy. Oh, you mean me? Okay. Yes, I am mentally disabled. Sure, let's go with that. But no, I would eat pizza with a fork and knife if I didn't want to get my fingers dirty. Can we all agree that pineapple on pizza is like the worth saying? I can agree to that. I can attest to that too. On or off food for no apparent reason. Fucking hell. Okay. So I think we need to figure out the plates first. So I think we have 9A, F, 10, right? 9A and F10. That should be the thing. But where do we go from there is the question. Wait. Partition, there's nothing special about it. Fuck, I don't think I'm missing anything, right? Oh.
Looks like there's like a bunch of instructions for using the cooking utensils. Nothing really suspicious about that.
Oh, there's another door. There's another fucking door. It's a bolt. And it's really rusty. Will this even open?
We won't know till we try. Let's give it a shot.
Alright, let's see if you're gonna come out.
Damn. No dice.
Oh, we have the oil! Bolts is rest in place and won't budge.
Of course. Maybe if I put some oil on it. Hey!
Just a little bit of oil and... Come on. Come on, you little son of a bitch. Whoa! Yes, got you, you little bastard.
You did it, Jumpy! You're so smart!
As Junpei walked into the room, a blast of cold air washed over him. Almost instinctively, he folded his arms tight across his chest, doing what he could to conserve body heat.
It's cold in here. What is this place? Are you blind?
It's a freezer. Santa's teeth had already begun to chatter. Hardly surprising. The freezer was far too cold for someone dressed as he was. Lotus, however, was in even a worse situation. Oh, no way. That's way too cold for me. I'll freeze solid in seconds. Sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass on this one. I'm gonna leave the rest to you. And with that, she dipped. What happened? I went AFK for a second. We used the oil on a loose bolt on the door, or a rusted bolt. As Lotus left, June came in.
Whoa, it's really cold in here.
White puffs of steam hovered in front of their faces as they talked. June had already started to shiver.
Hey, you don't need to be in here. You had a fever just a little bit ago. You should stay outside. We got this.
No, I'm fine. My fever's gone now. Also, I have a scarf.
But
Junpei had scarcely opened his mouth. Oh, fuck. When the thunderous sound of metal upon metal rang out from behind them. In unison, they spun around to find that the door they had only recently come through was closed. Lotus, I swear to God.
uh,
Ah,
uh,
Junpei rushed to the door. Desperately, he grabbed hold of the doorknob. It
ow.
was cold, beyond cold. Merely touching it was painful. Doorknob had been frozen solid. They quickly deduced that the pipe next to the door had ruptured. Okay. In which case, it might not be Lotus. Water released by the rupture had hit the door and frozen instantly. Santa shoved Junpei aside and pounded against the door.
Hey, Lotus, you're out there, right? Open the door.
She wasted no time in responding. What do you want? What's going on?
The door won't open. Try opening it from that side. Please.
Fine. If you say so. Hold on. Soon, they could hear Lotus on the other side of the door.
Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
Then the grunting ceased and they could hear light panting as if from exertion. It's no use. It won't budge. You've got more people in there. You figure it out.
Uh,
ah.
God damn it.
Anna was shaking like a newborn deer. June was hugging herself and was shivering violently. Even Junpei, with the heaviest clothes of any of them, was clearly feeling the cold. With every breath they took, they could feel the cold working its way deeper and deeper into their bodies. Hey, Golden. How's it going?
Uh, anyway, let's find a way out. If we don't get moving, we're gonna be permanent residents.
Two heads are better than none. I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Where's those fucking matches and candle now? Even if we still had the matches, the candle box is gone, so we couldn't light it.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just take a good look around this room, okay? Right.
There's the option to group hug. Agreed. They pushed in close to one another and began to search. Okay, firstly the biggest thing. What do we got here? Dry ice. Are we making... Wait, what is... Dry ice gets rid of regular ice? No. Fuck, I don't remember what dry ice does. Jin picked up the dry ice with his sleeves as so to avoid burning himself.
Dry ice is just frozen carbon dioxide, right? Yeah, it is. I wonder how warm it has to get for it to turn back into gas again. Hell if I know. How's that gonna help us anyway? Oh, well, I figure we might be able to use it to get out of here.
They were about to move on when June spoke up.
Carbon dioxide sublimation point is minus 1,000, not 1,000, sorry, 109 degrees. Any warmer than that, and it'll turn into a gas. Any lower, and it becomes a solid.
Junpei looked at her dumbfounded.
How do you know that?
Despite my looks, I'm the queen. Bleh. Queen. The queen of random knowledge.
Looks bad to mess up when you're showing off. Oh, you're so cold your mouth's going numb.
Yep. What's white?
You're just doing that on purpose, aren't you?
June giggled and did her best to hide her guilt. At least she was still feeling good enough to joke around, Junpei told himself. God damn it, June. Come on, guys. Don't you think that's kind of weird? I wonder why it doesn't turn into a liquid first. Santa was now shivering at an astonishing rate, but his curiosity seemed unaffected. Junpei, however, was not in the mood to discuss science. Straight June. Okay. If we want out of the freezer now, I think that's gonna fuck us. I think we do need to take our time and think this through. I really do. Why do Santa and Junpei sound like they smoked a lot? Well, Santa's supposed to sound like my kind of nerdy thing that I did for Nibbles back with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and that kind of stuff. But I'm also kind of just, since I'm going back and forth between the two of them so much, it's just weird. And also, Junpei is still kind of fucked up from the white smoke and has Lou Gehrig's disease. I do think that we should take our time though, because Bryce isn't a pro voice actor. I try, I try my best, Okami. Right in the heart. No, I'm kidding. I do try my best though. But yeah, no, we can't get out. We need to use our heads. Did seem rather odd to Junpei, and he couldn't help but think about it. June answered.
But it can turn into a liquid. Carbon dioxide turns to liquid if you put it under high enough pressure. But at 1 atmosphere, normal pressure,
It won't turn into a liquid, right?
that's right. Instead of melting, it'll do what's called sublimating and change immediately from a solid state to a gaseous one.
Oh, Apex, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That is weird. Water's a liquid between 32 degrees and 212 degrees. So why isn't that the case for carbon dioxide? June replied with an answer that stunned both of them.
There's a kind of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes above 32 degrees.
Huh?
I heard about it. Melting point is 96 degrees.
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees? You mean there's water that freezes at 96 degrees?
Yeah. Well, you could also look at it as ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees.
Water that freezes at 96 degrees. Ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees. I was cold as hell, but this was too interesting to ignore. He did his best to warm up by rubbing his arms and stamping his feet, then put the question to June. So what's this ice with a melting point of 96 degrees called?
I heard it's called Ice 9.
Ice 9?
Originally, Ice 9 was a made-up substance invented by science fiction author. But recently, scientists have discovered that such a substance actually exists.
Wait, hold up. So is this thing called Ice 9? Or is it water?
Like I said, if the ice is over 96 degrees, it'll be liquid. Under that, it'll solidify. So you can think of it as a polymorph of H2O. Here, think of it like diamonds and graphite. They're both made of carbon, right? But depending on the structure of the crystallization, the hardness and structure are completely different.
So you're saying normal water and this Ice 9 are like that?
Yep.
She wasn't finished.
Have you heard the story about the crystallization of glycerin? For 150 years after the discovery of glycerin, people cooled it, warmed it, and did all sorts of things to it. But whatever they did, it never crystallized. However, one day in 1920,
Some glycerin that was en route to England by ship was discovered to have crystallized during the trip. Naturally, scientists worldwide wanted to research this new crystallized form of glycerin, began asking for samples of the seed. The seed is, of course, a sample of the original crystallized substance. For the seed crystal, further crystallization of glycerin would be a simple matter. Yeah, I know, we're all gonna die, Golden. However, something very strange happened. Not only did the glycerin encouraged by the seed crystals begin to crystallize, nearby samples did as well. It didn't end there. After that day, all glycerin in the world began to crystallize naturally when cooled to less than 64 degrees. Before that day, no matter how glycerin was cooled, it refused to crystallize. But once the crystallization had begun, goddammit, Apex.
It was almost like, how do I put it? It was almost like all the glycerin in the world was communicating. Communicating in some way that we can't sense.
Junpei. Honestly impressed. That's interesting, but we also need to fucking move. It was in fact a pretty interesting story.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
Why do I get the feeling Santa's just dead in the corner?
But, what does that have to do with Ice 9?
To his surprise, it was Santa and not June who answered.
What she's saying is that it's a lot like Ice 9. What happened, I mean. A lot like... That would be bad. Water everywhere started freezing at 96 degrees. Man. It'd be the end of our world.
Junpei felt that Santa might not be treating the idea of the end of the world with a proper concern.
At any rate, we're not gonna have to worry about the end of the world unless we can get out of here pretty damn quick.
He was right. Junpei shivered.
Alright guys, I think that's enough of that. I didn't think we'd get quite this far off topic. I mean, I know I'm kind of at fault here, but we can't be screwing around anymore. Seriously. I might go by the name Santa right now, but I didn't grow up in Iceland. I freaking hate the cold.
I like how I would be fine in this situation. I would just stand there and be like, okay guys, sit in the corner, I got this.
So, let's get cracking, alright? We gotta find a way out of here.
Santa stomped off, clearly doing his best to pretend the cold wasn't affecting him. Santa the only reasonable one, surprisingly enough. Selfish, isn't he? Thought Junpei to himself. Still, Santa was right, and it was high time to get back to their search. The story of Ice Nine had him interested, but there'd be time to think about that once they'd gotten out of the freezer. Fucking Canadians. It's funny, I've actually heard theories that, back during, like, older times and such, Canadians would be the only force actually capable of going to war with Russia due to the fact that we're actually used to the cold and they couldn't just wait until winter to fuck over their enemies. Junpei looked at June, nodded, and resumed his search of the room. Okay, what else do we got here?
There's some frozen meat up there. Looks like pork.
Huh? What's this? It looks like a tag or something.
Chunk of pork. Yeah, I would... What's the tag?
Jumpy, is there a slip of paper in that meat?
I think there's something written on here, but I can't read it like this. If you try and pull it out, it'll probably rip. You need to defrost that. Don't think we're going to be doing that in this room.
Mongols, Vikings, Canadians slap the meat on the ice floor. No, we should be able to defrost it though, later.
Everything's frozen in here.
Doesn't look like there's anything else interesting.
What's up here? Let's check the freezer again. Anything good? Frozen chicken! We will live now. Shelves are covered with frozen food. Oh, there's a trapdoor though. Is that rope? Okay, nice. We got rope. That's not bad. A water bottle. Okay. Isn't anything else here that looks useful? Okay.
This thing is covering something.
It's frozen solid. Can't flip it over.
There's water dripping from this pipe.
Looks like when the pipe burst, the water hit the doorknob and froze in place.
Water actually seems almost warm. In which case... Water bottle. It's warm water flowing from the pipe. Water bottle. Okay. Dry ice plus bottle when sealed can make a small explosion. Ooh. not the solution. What about rope and knife? Nope. Okay. Oh, defrost the... Maybe we can defrost the chunk of pork. Warm water flowing from the pipe. Okay, apparently not. The thin pipe. Okay.
Hey, Junpei, didn't you find some dry ice earlier? Yeah. There's warm water coming out of that pipe. Warm water and dry ice. What do you think would happen if we put that stuff in a sealed container together?
Okay, can I combine this now? Nope. Okay. Use the warm water to thaw the ice, or that would just freeze more. Freeze more. Yeah. It would compact and explode. Okay, maybe the dry ice. Can I... I don't get it. It's not letting me actually do it. There's ice surrounding the doorknob. Okay.
No luck. It's too hard. I can't break it. There's too much mist to see what's going on over at the other end.
Is there anything down here, maybe? Well, I think I have all the items I can get, but that's... I don't see what I'm missing here. So I can't combine that. Can I cut into this? No. Oh. Oh. Can I cut into this? Nope. Okay. So I definitely need to grill that then. Here, let's search the dry ice.
Dry ice? Can't you make that stuff cause an explosion if you seal it in something that's airtight? Explode? Yeah. Didn't you do that in school? You should never underestimate the power of expanding gas.
Rope plus bottle or rope plus ice? Okay, let's try rope plus ice. Okay. Let's try bottle and rope. Nope. I don't think I'm missing anything, right? Oh, what am I missing?
Let's start off by putting the dry ice into the water bottle.
Oh!
Well, you gotta figure out a way to make it smaller then, don't you, genius?
Fuck me. Okay. How do I beat the where's something I can beat the shit out of the ice on? That's why it's not working. Shelves are covered with frozen food. Nothing special about that. Okay, nothing in here. How can I break the shit out of the ice? Need to crush the dry ice if I want to get in the bottle. Yeah, but I don't have anything, like, I don't see how I'm supposed to crush this. Beat the meat with the ice? I'll try it. Oh, okay, apparently the chicken leg does work. Okay, beat the shit out of it with a piece of chicken. Alright, the dry ice isn't all in pieces now. I'm gonna put the pieces of dry ice into the water bottle. Apparently that's all the chicken was for, too. I've just gotta point that out. Warm water flowing from the pipe.
Not yet, Junpei. Not gonna get the result we want unless you can hook that bottle to the doorknob somehow. It's gonna explode right next to the ice on the doorknob.
Oh, that's the wrong voice.
We'll need to figure out a way to attach the bottle to the doorknob.
Okay. Let's just tie a rope on here. Water bottle bomb. Warm water dripped from the ruptured pipe near the door. Junpei pulled out the water bottle filled with dry ice, let a good amount of water fall, and then quickly sealed it up tight. A makeshift bomb complete. He tied it to the doorknob as quickly as he could manage in the cold.
Alright, it's set. So, what do we do now?
We just need to give it a little time. Tap. The bottle's already about to pop. We just throw a rock or something at it, it'll all go off on its own.
A small rock. A small rock.
Junpei looked down at the floor. That works. Scattered across it were pieces of dry ice left over from the larger chunk he'd crushed earlier.
Alright, this ought to do the trick.
Pulled his sleeve down from over his hand to keep from getting burnt, and grabbed the chunk of dry ice. Pretty good size. About as big as a pool ball. Figured it would be just about the right size.
Alright, guys, stand back. Actually, we should probably hide somewhere.
Both Santa and June looked at him with a new concern.
Where exactly do you expect us to hide, genius?
There isn't really anywhere big enough.
Get in the freezer and tank it out.
Yeah, there is. Look, right here. We can hide in there.
Junpei pulled open the door to the small cellar. Oh, or the cellar.
Come on. Get inside quick.
Santa and June nodded and jumped down to the hole. Wait! We have to let Lotus know, right? What if she's on the other side of the door? Junpei quickly followed. In his hand, he could feel the chill of the frozen carbon dioxide even through his sleeve. Tightened his grip, took aim, and prepared to throw.
Alright, here it goes. 3, 2, 5.
You're counting the wrong way.
Oops.
That is a really sad excuse for a joke, man.
Sorry, dude. Alright, for the real this time. You guys ready?
Yes. Whenever you're ready.
Just throw the damn thing.
Explosion will only break the ice.
Well, I mean, if she's on the other side of the door and the door swings open.
Alright, here I go. 3, 2, 1.
Junpei threw the chunk of dry ice as hard as he could. The same motion he ducked down into the cellar with Santa and June just as it went boom. Okay. Junpei leapt up out of the cellar and ran to the door.
Jumpy. The ice on the door. Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
The blast must have shattered it.
Yes, alright, let's see if it opens.
Junpei grabbed the knob and pushed with all his might. The door gave way easily, and all three of them tumbled out of the freezer at once.
Hooray. We're out.
June, relieved, collapsed onto the floor.
Move!
Santa shoved past Junpei and ran straight to the grill, which he immediately grabbed.
Ow! God damn it! Hot, 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 hot! Fuck!
He proceeded to kick the grill in a futile but amusing fit of rage. But where was Lotus? It took Junpei only a moment to find her. She was sitting on the counter, idly scratching her chest. Welcome back. I was starting to get tired of waiting for you guys. With a great yawn, Lotus lowered herself off the counter. Junpei clenched his teeth and walked toward her.
What were you doing?
What do you mean? Was I doing? I was waiting.
We were gonna die.
Oh yeah? But you did, so everything worked out alright, didn't it?
What the hell?
Just kidding. It might not look like it, but I was really worried.
Don't give me that crap.
I'm telling the truth. I mean, if you died, then I'd be in trouble too. If you died, then I'd be stuck here, and I'd die too. See? I did all I could. I even looked around to see if there was anything I could use to pry open the door. But I couldn't find anything. So all I could do was wait. I mean, what else did you want me to do? Call the cops? It was true that there wasn't much she could have done, but something about her tone. Pike gritted his teeth.
Fine. But there's one thing I have to ask you.
What's that?
You didn't close the door, did you?
Wh-
What?
You think I closed the door on you, Why would I do something like that? It closed on its own. I told you before, if you die, then I die too. She was right, and Junpei knew it. Without them, she'd be in very serious trouble. It seemed that the accident was the only explanation for the door closure. Lotus had really wanted to kill them. All she would have to do was bar the door from the outside. And she hadn't. Well, she hadn't done anything. Most she was guilty as was laziness or negligence, not attempted murder. Didn't already have gravity-defying breasts, we would have killed you, Jesus. Junpei swallowed his anger and did his best to apologize.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Oh, yes, well, that's all right, as long as you understand. Lotus looked away and twirled her hair between her fingertips. Vengeance against the gorilla complete, Santa swaggered back toward Junpei and Lotus.
Hey, no more screwing around, you two. Break time's over. Especially for you, lady. You've just been sitting on that fat ass of yours while we were freezing to death. I'm sorry.
How rude. I was plenty busy.
Yeah. How about you put all that energy into something besides bitching? Let's go.
Well, we know what to do now. Where's the grill? That. Guess I'll put this meat on the grill. Hey, what are you doing? What are you going to do if the paper burns?
Come on. It'll be fine. I mean, it's not like it's gonna burn right away, right? Just gotta keep an eye on it, and the paper will be fine.
Well, they can argue all they want. I'm gonna keep an eye on this pork.
Cool. Looks like it's about time. I'm gonna try taking the paper out.
Jumpy, be careful.
Bit of her care, but I know what I'm.
Ouch!
I told you.
Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up and take the paper out. It's not coming out. This thing's frozen stiff. I can't get it out.
So, are we going to have to cut the meat?
Yeah, looks that way. Gotta cut open the meat to get the paper. I should be able to use this knife to cut it. It's not working. Knife is too dull.
Well, that's probably because it's all rusty. There's something you could sharpen the knife with.
Okay, something I can sharpen a knife with. We're in a kitchen, so there has to be. Please tell me I can have the pork. No, fuck. Jesus Christ. Okay, there has to be something in this kitchen that can sharpen knives, though. Okay, the only thing that I'm thinking is that, you know, in the hexadecimal drawer, I'm willing to bet that you Lotus press there, gravity defying enough. I don't think that's how sharpening a knife works, I'm sorry to say. But I'm thinking about this. So we never found this. Never figured this out. So, either this is what we get from the paper, or we have to do that first. Fuck, where can I sharpen a knife, though? There's the pot on top of the stove. There are some ingredients around here that could cook something up for us.
Lotus, you can actually cook?
Who the hell do you think I am? You'd better believe I know how to boil hot water and put in my instant noodles. Apex, it's okay. We don't need the wheat stones. Maybe a windstone, though. Fucking instant noodles. I can boil eggs too. What are you, Ellie? That's about her cooking extent. Okay.
Did you see that action movie that came out last week?
Yeah, I heard it was critically panned.
I don't know, it's pretty enjoyable with Little Pot.
This game knows exactly what it is. Okay, we need to find something that we can sharpen this knife on, though.
A sink. It's still got water in it. There's a couple plates in there, but I don't think they're gonna help us much.
Sink with water in it. There's a couple plates in the water. Wait, is this a sharpener? Yes, there's the whetstone. Nice. Maybe I'll use the whetstone to sharpen the knife. The blade of the knife is getting sharper by the second. Should be able to cut something pretty good with this. Game is a gem. No, this is actually amazing. I'm loving this. And also, we have water, Michael. Don't worry, we're good. Really isn't everything enjoyable with a little pot. I mean, cooking noodles is.
Alright, now that I've sharpened the knife. Yes, I cut the pork. Awesome, Junpei. Now we can cut out the paper.
C plus 10 plus F. Do you want to cut the meat or cut load? I'd rather cut the meat, honestly. It's possible for us to get every character out alive, I know that, but everyone has to live. We can't drag a dead Lotus around with us. C plus 10 plus F. Do you think it's some kind of code?
Damn it, they're just screwing around.
Junpei, do you know what C and F stand for? Well, F is 15. And C was, what, 11? Right? Something like that?
You think maybe it means corporate finance?
Cut June or be cut by June.
I thought it was clever and funny.
Shut the fuck up, game. Okay, well, let's check with this. A10, B11, C is 12, F is 15. So 12 plus 10 plus 15. 12, 10, 15. Okay, so let's go try that. This is probably what you're supposed to use to enter the password. Maybe if you put in the right number, it'll open the door. Junpei, maybe the note you found earlier.
Yeah, I know.
You know how to enter those numbers. I think E is for enter and C is for clearing. 10 is 16. Thanks for the reminder, Michael.
So, basically, when I'm ready to submit my answer, I press E. So if I screw up, I just press C, right?
Notice nodded.
Alright, let's give it a shot.
Okay, let's try this. So 12, 16, 15. Okay, we apparently only have 3 digits to work with. Fuck me. Well, this game seems to, like, add them together. 12, 16, and 15. Okay, that's, 18, 28, 43, I think? Okay. I mean, I can try just 43, but... Fuck. I guess let's try it. Oh, well, there we go. Sounds like metal is falling. Well, I guess that went well.
Yeah, the door opened.
Good job, Jumpy.
Saturn card key. Nice.
This looks like a lowercase h, but the line next to it is throwing me off.
This is the symbol for Saturn. Remember? There was an elevator next to the main staircase. Wasn't there a mark like this on the card reader next to it?
Oh yeah, I remember that. I guess that means that this card ain't gonna help us get out of this room then.
I'm not sure. Why don't we try it out?
It's true, it's worth a shot.
Nice. Yes! I think it's unlocked now.
You did it, Jumpy! Let's get out of here!
Yes! Let's go.
And then there's just a demon. Good job, team. They stepped out of the kitchen and into a hallway that looked rather familiar. Metal grates stretched from wall to wall. Beyond it were 2 elevators and the entrance to the kitchen. They had entered the kitchen from one door and come out on the other. That meant their map of the ship's interior was accurate. They laid the map out in front of them and began to discuss their next step. There were 4 possible routes. A, B, C, and D. Okay. First, A and B. A and B both seemed to connect to a L-shaped room. However, the 2 doors that lead to the room were both locked and could not be opened. Next was Route C.
This goes all the way to the main staircase. That means it's door 5, one of the numbered doors.
And do you think we'd meet up with the other 4 after this hallway?
No, I don't think we will.
Why not?
Look. There, by the stairs. See how the gate is opened? When we went into the kitchen, it was closed. But it's open now. What do you think that means?
They opened it.
Most likely.
Then, if we take Route C, we're going backwards.
That would be pointless.
Then, that means...
All 4 looked at the map. They all looked at the staircase, its lazy curve leading down deeper into the ship. Well, I mean, I guess the D can always be the answer, right? Route D, then.
It is.
Yep, Route D.
Then we're set.
Best place to put our spare password paper, chef. Oh, just encode it in hexadecimal and freeze it in the pork. Yeah, fuck it, why not? They jogged down the stairs until they reached the sea deck. Just to be sure, they kept going to check the deck beneath.
Yeah, just like I thought. Deck D is totally underwater.
Feels like the bottom of the central staircase.
The water glazed back at them, its smooth surface like a great mirror. Ominous as it was, Junpei took at least some comfort from the fact that the level hadn't gone up since the last time he'd seen it. They turned back to sea deck. It didn't take them long to find the 2 elevators in front of the staircase. They looked identical to the elevators on the top floor, with one exception. These elevators had a card reader on the wall between them. On the card reader was a strange mark.
Hey, look, it's Lotus' symbol.
Huh?
See, it's the woman symbol with a thorn on it. That seems like...
You just got bitch smacked.
Ouch! Ouch, 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 ouch!
Lotus had taken a hold of Junpei's hair. She began to shake him violently, and he thought he heard a low growl coming from her throat. Such violence. Junpei began to wonder if she was not the devil itself. With an uncomfortable smile, June spoke up.
This is a Mercury symbol. The thorn symbolizes the wings on Hermes' staff.
Hermes, herpes, whatever. If we can't get this thing to work, these elevators aren't going anywhere.
In other words, we need a keycard with the Mercury symbol on it.
Probably.
He gave up on the elevator and returned to the stairs. A hallway stretched out to the left. Great many doors lined both sides of the hallway. They weren't sure how many, but certainly enough to be discouraging.
Damn it, if we try and search all these, the sun's gonna go down before we've done half of them.
I think the sun already set.
I have a feeling the ship is the only thing that's going to be going down anytime soon.
That's even worse.
Well, we can come back to this hallway later. Let's check the hallway on the other side, shall we?
Frustration and fear building, they walked back to the stairs. To their right was a small hallway. Quickly, they headed into it. It was approximately the same size as the alcove in front of the stairs. The hallway led toward the stern, and at its end was a set of double doors.
Let's open it.
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move. It was unlocked. Thrilled to have found an unlocked door, he threw it open. And I'm just waiting for a demon to pop out of one of these doors. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw. Oh. Fuck. He simply stood, unable to speak. The other simply stared, open-mouthed. After a few long moments, Santa managed to speak.
What the hell is this?
A massive room stretched out in front of them, or a caravan in a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on the four companions. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds. They were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
Is this a hospital?
He had at last been able to put a name to that harsh scent that pervaded the room. The room swam with the harsh, biting smell of antiseptic. In the center of the room were shelves stacked with medicine and a number of medical devices, that function of which Junpei did not know. More importantly, however, on the back wall of the room were 4 doors. 3 of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers made with thick, red paint. The door on the left was labeled 3. The second door from the left had no number, but the third had been given a 7. And the rightmost door had an 8. There could be no doubt. They were numbered doors. It did strike Junpei as strange, however, that the door between 3 and 7 should be blank. What, he wondered, could it mean?
Let's take a look at the doors.
Yes, that sounds like a good plan.
Junpei headed toward the doors, weaving his way between the beds. He started with door 3 on the left and moved to the right until he reached door 8.
No use.
Well, of course. If it was that easy to open these doors, what would be the point of the nonary game? We have to activate the red, or the numbered doors won't. Wait a minute.
What's wrong?
Look, the display on the red. There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Don't you remember the red at the central staircase? If no one was inside, it said vacant.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But this one,
There's nothing on it.
right?
I wonder if it's broken. Only one way to find out.
He didn't respond. All 4 took turns placing their hands over the red, but it refused to respond. They pulled at the lever, and still it did nothing. As they soon discovered, it wasn't the only red for door 8 that was behaving strangely. The red on door 7 also refused to respond. And door 3 was similarly silent. None of them would respond. What did it mean?
I knew it.
They're broken. Zero sure sucks at his maintenance.
No, that's impossible. I really think Zero, who prepared all this, would make such a stupid, simple mistake.
Maybe, but that doesn't explain why this thing ain't working.
It was at that moment they heard a voice from behind them. I believe the bottom of the device has been removed.
They spun around to see.
Snake! Snake!
But it was more than just Snake. Ace, Clover, and Seven quickly filed into the room as well. Although they were glad to see one another, it wasn't terribly surprising that they had. If it had been the other party who'd opened the gate in front of the kitchen, it wasn't unreasonable that they'd bump into one another eventually. The rest of Snake's team, however, did look rather surprised.
How?
How did you guys?
How did you end up here?
After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the rooms they'd been through and how they ended up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again, although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person. Each one of them was wearing some manner of a smile, almost as though they had already forgotten about the death of the Ninth Man. Well, I mean, fuck the Ninth Man, right? No, thought Junpei, perhaps that wasn't it. Perhaps thoughts of his death were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way, no, the Ninth Man had died. They were still alive, and that was something to be happy about. Sort of simple, uncomplicated joy, Junpei thought. The joy of being alive. Still alive. Felt sorry for the Ninth Man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive.
There you have it, our half of the story.
His part finished, Ace fell silent. For a moment, Junpei was silent in thought. Then he spoke.
Okay, let me see if I've got all this straight. When you guys got here, the bases for the Reds were already gone.
And you looked all over the room, but you couldn't find anything.
So, you figured that there might be something in the hallway with all the doors.
So you went and had a look.
Yeah.
And while you were looking around, you heard voices.
Uh-huh! So you followed the voices and came back here?
Indeed. And that was how we found you.
Junpei examined the three Reds again, just in case. On the bottom of each was a long, thin gap. Looked like a slot for something, probably something electronic.
Well, this isn't good. If the red is inactive, we can't keep going.
Well, what about that hallway over there? Isn't there anywhere else we can go?
No, there isn't. There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else. Hospital rooms. That's what's behind all those doors? Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this one.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
There was an astrological symbol engraved near the keyhole, however. I was able to get a good, feel of it. I believe it was the symbol of Jupiter.
Wait, don't we have Jupiter's key still?
Not again. Goddamn things are everywhere.
I wonder what they all mean.
For a moment, everybody was silent, deep in thought.
While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
Of all people, it was Seven who answered, with calm confidence. Well, I figured it's probably a hospital ship. Chances are it's the Gigantic.
The Gigantic.
Junpei looked confused. So did everyone else.
What is this gigantic?
Seven knit his brows for a moment, then began to explain. The Gigantic. He explained that she had been a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century. The Titanic had two sister ships, who were identical to one another in nearly every aspect. The Gigantic was said to be one of them. Play Oprah and check the beds, fuck yes. You get an exit, and you get an exit. You're all getting exits. She was initially intended to be a passenger liner, like the Titanic, but soon after the ship was launched, the First World War began. She was pressed into duty by the British Navy as a hospital ship.
Sometime later, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine in the Argentinian Sea. She managed to run around after this incident, and consequently was not sunk. What then happened to the Gigantic after her fateful encounter in the Argentinian Sea? One theory ran that a man named Lord Gordon purchased her. Lord Gordon, it seemed, had been one of the few survivors of the Titanic tragedy. That trauma had turned him into an obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. As his obsession deepened, he began to desire the Titanic, not Titanic, Titanic itself. That, of course, was impossible. The Titanic lay at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. The Gigantic, however, had not suffered such a dire fate, and she was identical to her sister ship. It caught Lord Gordon's eye.
So you're saying this Lord Gordon bought the ship?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
That's impossible. No way are we in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down. Just pay attention.
Apex, I've had to sing that JonTron song on stream before. Don't ever make me do that again, please. It was terrible.
What? That's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof.
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic?
Well, the ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship, so I just figured.
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
No, I've got more.
Like,
Well, I mean,
Kevin looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment, then gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head. I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey, wait a minute. Emery isn't back.
He felt legitimately shocked by what he seemed to be new and very important information. Everyone else, however, seemed unimpressed. In fact, they all looked at Junpei as though he had said something very strange. He decided to revise his attitude for the next question.
Wait, was I the only one that didn't know?
Everyone nodded.
Why?
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, huh? I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. Told them I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up.
What?
Then, almost as if to save Junpei from further embarrassment, that's actually not bad then, because that means that we made it through that other shit in a half hour, right? Because we should be at 7 hours right now. A bell began to ring from far away. It sounded as though it was the clock at the main stairway. Junpei counted each chime carefully. 10, 11, 12. Never mind, we are down 3 hours.
It's midnight. And we still got 6 hours left, right?
We don't have the time to screw around anymore. Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
We've looked everywhere in this room. That only leaves one place to look.
One.
Well, I guess that's not really right.
Huh?
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we could search all of the other rooms.
Don't freak out. We already searched 4 of them.
4 rooms.
We just had to split up the rest between the 8 of us. Each person does 6 rooms, that'll be 48 rooms, right?
So there are 48 rooms left.
Her early experiences had apparently not encouraged Lotus to trust Seven. Seven scratched his head awkwardly. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, Lotus, do you have a better idea? After a little more discussion, they split up and headed toward the rooms to begin searching them. Junpei was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side, moving from fore to aft. They also determined they would return to report their findings the next time the clock sounded the time. When it did, they would be back in the large central room full of beds. Wait, so we're spending an hour searching for this? Okay, but that would mean 3, 3. Okay, so I guess that means that we can't go through every numbered door in this game, if that were the case. Okay. If, during their search, any one of them were to locate the missing components, they were to yell for the others. If the strategy failed, they returned to discuss their options later. The details decided, they left to begin searching. Out into the hallway they went, each to the rooms they'd been assigned. However, um, um, from far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. Did so only once. It was 1 a.m. We have 5 hours left. He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find the 6 of the others already there. Ace, Santa, Clover, June, 7, and Lotus. They had gathered in front of the door numbered 8. Or perhaps to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to door number 8. Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Jumpy, look!
He was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Immediately he knew what she had meant. The display on the front of the red read vacant. Pace sighed.
Come on, guys, who was it? I thought we're supposed to yell if we found it.
Well,
Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept their mouths shut.
What the hell? What is up with you guys?
They all knew something he didn't, and Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
You don't know.
When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red.
Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again, just to make sure. The slot that had been open on the bottom was now covered with metal. Clearly, whatever had been missing had been returned.
What about the other two?
They're the same.
Junpei quickly examined the other 2 boxes. Satisfied that they were also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others.
Alright, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right?
Ace and June nodded silently. 7 raised his hand as if not to say, not me, and Santa just shrugged. Only Clover lowered her head and did nothing.
Huh? Wait a minute.
That was when he noticed. Where's Snake? Junpei swept his eyes across the room a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen.
Does that mean he found them?
I have no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either. I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person.
Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. The hell is he up to?
maybe he's lost.
I just realized they sent a blind man to search 6 bedrooms. Good luck with that.
Well, yeah, that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place.
Clover raised her hand.
No, that's impossible!
Suddenly, she was shouting.
Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see. He might as well be Matt Murdock. Oh, he couldn't get lost. That's impossible.
Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes.
I'm gonna go look for him.
The words were barely out of her mouth when she began to run.
Hey! Hold on, Clover, wait!
Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. She kept going, and before anyone else could react, she was gone.
Damn it. What should we do now?
Well, the red is working now.
No, we're not leaving 2 people behind. We should go look for them.
Oh man, this ain't good.
Oh, yes, what an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots.
Then remain here if you feel you must, but there's no time. We've only 5 hours left.
Junpei and the others nodded to one another and took off at a run. It was an extending Lotus to get through a hallway filled with lasers. Oh, fucking hell. From the stairs that led up to B deck, they decided to split up. Quickly assigned search areas and went their separate ways. Soon, only 2 of them were left. Those 2 were Junpei and June, who had been a few steps behind the others.
Alright, we should go too.
Yes, let's go. But where should we start?
Let's see.
You know, the first class cabin, the hallway with all the rooms, or back to the large hospital room. Okay. Everyone just spent their time basically searching all over the C deck, right? I think Ace is in the large hospital room waiting. Sending 7 to crawl through a bunch of vents. I don't think that'd go as well as you think. But making sure he didn't drown. Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Anyways, I don't think the large hospital room is the right idea. We don't want to go ahead. That would be bad. The hallway with all the rooms, I'm sure someone else has got that under wraps. The casino or the first class cabin. Snake to me seems like a Regal kind of guy. If we were looking for Santa, I'd be like immediately casino. But I think we should probably go to the first class cabin. What do you guys think? Could feel the water. Well, he'd feel the water, but that doesn't mean he can swim. And it depends on how he's feeling around things too, I guess. But yeah, how do we feel about the first class cabin? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking is the best option here. Oh my god, I just realized I have gum. You're first class. Alright. Here. Before we go on, I'm gonna quickly grab a bottle of water though, because my throat is dying right now. Alright, so here, I'll be 1 second. Enjoy looking at here, let me just enjoy looking at that for a minute. I'll be right back. Also, if any of you guys think of anything, go ahead and fucking type it. I will read that shit when I come back. Well, she's not looking at our crotch, Golden. I can say that much. Water's nice. Alright, now I need to fucking fix that, because I messed it up. Knew I shouldn't have done that. There we go. Fuck, let me Which preview on... Shouldn't have done this. Display 1, I think? Okay, let me just fix this quick. There we go. Alright, that's good. Welcome to Series June. That sounds like it could be a TV show. Anyways, first class deck it is then, right? Let's dance.
What about the first class cabin on B deck?
Alright, sounds good.
He took off up the stairs at a run. Outside of the first class cabin, they found Clover. She was standing in front of the wall. Well, at least we found one of them. She was staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What should Junpei do? Obviously, we should talk to her.
Are you alright?
He did his best to sound friendly, but Clover didn't respond.
Look, I know you're really worried, but,
I could think of no words to say that didn't sound hollow and fake. Junpei hesitated. Clover was so confused by worry and fear that Junpei feared it would crush her. How much longer you'll be streaming for? At least the next hour. With story-based games like this, I like to go until we get to a natural stopping point. That's probably the best way to go it. So, either at least another hour, or whatever seems like a good place to stop, really. Whatever comes first. And if you have to leave, all of this I'm putting on my YouTube channel afterwards, so if you miss it, you can go ahead and rewatch it there. Her actions didn't surprise him. She had suddenly lost her brother, who she seemed to have been very close to.
Lone,
Voice was thin and barely audible.
lone, lone. Huh? I said leave me alone.
Suddenly she was screaming.
You're so annoying. Just go away and leave me alone. Just looking at you guys is pissing me off. Go away, okay? Just go somewhere else. Stop bothering me.
I was taken aback. Such anger and hate. His eyes had gone wide with surprise as well.
Why are you still here? Didn't you hear me? Fine, forget it. If you weren't gonna leave, then I'll just...
alright. Let's go, June.
Yeah.
They turned and left Clover. They did, Junpei glanced back over his shoulder to see Clover wiping tears from her face. Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed. Just drown. We're not drowning Clover! Why? Poor girl already had like a knife shoved at her throat tonight. She's probably freaking the fuck out. For Clover's sake, they had to find Snake, and fast. He did his best to push away the misery and depression and force a smile.
So, where do you think we should go next?
Okay, well, we know where Clover is, so that's good. Jesus Christ, Cole. Alright. Once again, I'm doubtful that Snake... Well, actually... I really don't think it's going to be the hallway with all the rooms. But the casino or the hospital room. Because it is possible that Snake was just running late and went back to the large hospital room and is just chilling there. That is possible. So what do we think? Should we go back to the large room or should we go to the casino? Personally, I want to check the casino, but I also think the hospital room is just as equally a good idea. Alright, one vote for casino. I think that sounds like, yeah, I think that sounds like the plan, to be honest. Alright. Casino, then hospital. Alright, sounds good. Let's do it.
How about the casino?
Let's go take a look.
They turned and headed off down the hallway to their right at a jog. Before they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. She was leaning against the wall examining her nails.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
She glanced up at him, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm Snake.
I'm just not seeing it.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
I didn't think that was the problem.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it?
Well, we can listen to you, sure.
What is it?
Well, I don't like to beat around the bush, so I'll get right to it. Why don't we team up?
Team up.
Yeah. What, do you need me to explain it to you? I'm saying, why don't we go through a numbered door?
Even if we wanted to, that's impossible.
Why?
Jumpy's bracelet number's 5, mine is 6, and yours is 8. Our digital route would be 1.
5 plus 6 plus 9 equals 19, 1 plus 9 equals 10, 10 plus 0 equals 1.
But there's no number 1 door in the large hospital room. The only doors there are 3, 7, and 8.
Then we had another person.
Huh?
Who?
What, isn't that easy? 7.
She was right, if they added 7. 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 7 is 26, 2 and 6 is 8. Then the 4 of them could go through the number 8 door. But,
Whoa, hold on a sec. What about the other 4?
Why don't you add
wrong voice.
Why don't you add them up?
That was simple enough. 1 plus 2 plus 3, oh, they would equal 1.
The digital route for those 4 would be 1.
That's right.
And, no, the number 1 door isn't in the big hospital room, right?
Of course I know that.
No! Are you saying you leave them behind?
Of course not. What kind of woman do you think I am? Once we get off the ship, we can come back and rescue them, couldn't we? Then we wouldn't really be leaving them behind.
Don't try to lie to us. I don't think you'd do anything of the sort.
Really? Why do you think that?
You remember, don't you? We have less than 5 hours left. Even if we manage to escape, there's no way we can come back to rescue them in less than 5 hours.
Well, you never know until you try.
No. Not thinking this through. Even if we brought 7 with us, we wouldn't be able to get off the ship. The 4 of us couldn't open door 9.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Yeah, that's right. The digital route for us 4 will be 8, so we'd have to add ace to make 9.
Right. Unless we bring Ace 2, we'll be stuck.
Wait, wouldn't we not be able to bring Ace with us through that door, though? Lotus scratched the back of her ear.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
She didn't sound particularly bothered by what Junpei said, nor did she seem particularly surprised.
Well, let's try and find another way, okay? A way to get out of here with all 8 of us.
That's impossible. Are you being serious? You know that only 5 people at most can go through one of the numbered doors, right? Number 9 isn't going to be an exception to that rule.
Fuck, that's actually a good point. That's actually a really good point. 9 might not be the exception. Yeah, no, I wouldn't take this deal, but still. That's a good point, actually. So then, are 3 people just destined to die? But to kill Lotus before she kills us? I do agree with that. If it gets to it, then we're killing Lotus off. She's smart as hell, and I like that. But she's definitely in it for herself. She is not afraid to kill anybody else.
Regardless, at least 3 people will get left behind.
You're right, that is true.
The moment he said it, Junpei felt a chill run down his spine. It was true. How Lotus could remain cavalier about so terrifying a prospect was beyond him.
When they found the number 9, they would have to choose which 3 of them would die. Lotus's forehead furrowed. Do you think I could have a moment alone? There's some things I need to think about. Junpei and June turned and began walking away from Lotus. Taking her hand left them feeling ill. Sadly, without the 9th deuce, not everyone can escape. No, you could still be able to. The digital root of 8 is 9. Like, we do know that. Like, of all of their numbers, it adds to 36, which then adds to 9. That would work. Honestly, if they had the 9th dude, it would still work too, because that would be, I think it would still work, right? Because 9 and 36 is, that's 45, and then 4 and 5 is equal to 9. So with those two, it would have worked. Leave Titties, Blank Guy, and Clover, the one everyone wants to kill. Oh, I like Clover. And also, no, I'm not leaving Snake. Snake is ridiculously smart. I think it's a terrible idea to leave him behind. Like, fuck, I'd leave June behind before that. But I mean, you should be able to get everyone out. It's just if that is a rule of the last door. But still, we'll decide that when we get there. Okay. Junpei's heart felt heavy and his steps sluggish. Also, I think I might have just broken this chair. Yep, I give me a second. Yeah. Looks like I broke part of the chair I was just sitting on. Huh. Well, makes me feel good about my body weight. Apparently that was the extent that this chair could take from me. But okay. To be fair, it is a shitty chair, but... Junpei's heart felt heavy and his steps sluggish. But he told himself pessimism would get them nowhere. He forced himself to smile and turned to June.
Let's just focus on finding Snake for now, okay?
Yeah, you're right. We can think about those other things later.
Junpei nodded.
Alright, where should we go next?
First class cabin. Oh. Fuck me. We could go back to the cabin, but I think we should check the hospital room. That's probably a good idea. Yeah? And yeah, no, Snake is super cool. I do really like Snake. Also, he's voiced by Pegasus. How dare would you think you'd want to kill me that easily, Yuki boy? So, I mean, we gotta keep Pegasus alive, don't we? Anyways, we said we'll go to the casino in the hospital room, so let's go check the hospital room.
Hey, why don't we head back to the big hospital room?
Sure, let's go.
Took off at a run down the stairs. On their way to the large hospital room, Junpei and June noticed Santa standing next to the number 3 door. Junpei paused. What should Junpei do? Well, I think we should talk to him. Like, I think we should have relationships with everybody. Right? That should be a good idea. I don't think it's a bad idea, at least. That much is true. Ah, fuck, I'm not sure. Yeah, let's talk to him. Junpei and June walked up to Santa.
What are you doing? What, you can't tell? I'm checking out the red.
Why is there something bothering you?
What? It's not bothering you?
Huh?
The guts of this red. Why wouldn't you wonder who the hell put it back in here?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm curious too, but...
Who do you think did it?
Then his eyes narrowed as he looked at June. She shook her head.
I don't know.
Well, what about you, Junpei? Who do you think fixed this thing for us?
Snake, Lotus here, or someone other than the 8 of them. Well, firstly, I don't want to cast suspicion on anyone else of the group, so I don't think it would have been Snake. Because I don't think Snake is just like, yeah, I'm gonna just not show up, making my sister freak the fuck out. Because Snake seemed to care about Clover. Snake would want Clover to leave. Lotus, she was the first one back, so it's definitely possible that she was the one who fixed it. But at the same time, Lotus definitely wants out. She wants to get the fuck out of this place. If she were to have found those parts, she would have been fucking screaming like, come on guys, we need to go, we can't die, kind of thing. Zero, I do think it's Zero, but if it required a physical part, then it's someone other than the 8 of them. Well, I mean, it's someone other than the 8 of them, I think that, but I don't know, I don't think it's Zero. I think Zero basically just is like, I want to see who comes out of the door at the end of everything. I don't know. I think both Snake and Lotus have motive to not fix it and then just fuck off. I think both of them have motive to do that. Zero, it's a game to him. This is interesting to him, right? He wants to be intrigued and see how people will handle this. So I doubt he'd interfere. So I do think someone other than the 8 of them would probably be a good one. It's possible that 9 somehow lives. Maybe just his arm exploded or something? I don't actually know. Anyways, let's go with someone other than the 8 of them.
Maybe there's someone else on the ship with us. You mean someone hiding here? Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just an idea. And you're saying this mystery person fixed the Reds? Yeah. Why? That's, I don't know.
Dennis shoved his hands into his pockets and cracked his knuckles.
Seems unlikely. Why? I don't know. Just a feeling. Hard to believe Zero would bring in a 10th secret player. I mean, the name of the game is the Nonary game, for Christ's sake. You know what Nonary means, right? It means 9. No, that's not what I meant. I mean more like someone who's been living here for a long time. Or someone who, like, stayed here. Seriously? Even more ridiculous. Why do you think Zero would leave them alone?
Pei furrowed his brow.
So, in other words, one of us, the person who fixed the Red.
Santa grinned.
Bingo. We have a winner.
Bomb was his belly. Yeah. I don't fucking know. Fucking effects. 9 could have been in on it. 9 could have been in on it.
But if that's true, then the person who did it doesn't want the rest of us to know. They fixed the Red. Yeah. But why? No idea. Maybe they'll come clean on that. It means we'll find out something else, something bad. Something bad? I know. But whatever it is, it's gotta be worth hiding. Of course. It could have been something to do with Snake's disappearance. I think maybe they did something to Snake. Not out of the question.
I stared at Santa. There was something about him that made Junpei wary. First, he'd assumed the other man wasn't terribly clever, but Junpei was beginning to think he would need to reevaluate that assessment. Santa's not study smart. He is not study smart. He is fucking street smart. He knows how this shit goes. So I think that we should consider Santa's opinion. Santa spoke again, his voice was quiet.
Look, if you trust anybody in this game, you're gonna lose. You gotta be careful.
Okay, so don't trust June. Got it, kill her.
The person you trust is the most... Wait, what? The person you trust the most could turn out to be the one who stabs you in the back.
That depressed suggestion, he turned and quietly walked away. Junpei and June looked at one another and smiled awkwardly. Where would they go next? Well, we were finding Snake. Let's go to the hallway of all the rooms and check there, just to be safe.
Let's go have a look at the hall with all the rooms.
I'll go wherever you do. Let's go.
Quickened their pace and headed for the bow. Biggest threat is Lotus. Oh, totally. Lotus is too mastermindy for this shit. Ahead of them, farther down the hallway, they spotted Ace. Hey! Snake! Where are you? Answer me if you're there! I paused. What do you want to do? Fuck. Should we go talk to Snake? Not Snake. Should we go talk to Ace, or should we just leave? I don't know. To be honest, I'd like to talk to Ace and find out what's going on with him. Alright. Let's go check with Ace. June in tow, Junpei jogged up to Ace. Hearing their footsteps, he turned to greet them. Ah, hello there. Snake is... well, that's obvious, isn't it? I assume you haven't found him yet either? I nodded.
Really wonder where he could have gone.
Well, wherever he's disappeared to, we must find him as quickly as we can. Clover's sake.
Right.
June's face looked kind of enraptured.
By the way, do you think Clover and Snake are really siblings?
Ah, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Question seems somehow odd to Junpei.
Why? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? They don't look alike at all.
Ace looked at him for a moment and then spoke. Yes, you know, now that you mention it, they don't. To be fair, not all siblings look alike. Now that you mention it. Still, there are a great many siblings who do not look like one another. That is true. It certainly isn't rare. I wasn't sure why, or even if he was seeing what he thought he was, but I could have sworn that Ace's face tightened as he spoke.
The father. Hey! Megan, if you want to get him in your child's life, you can't be up in his face like that. Well,
That's what I think. That's what I think. I think that Ace is the dad. I put these on the wrong screen. I think that Ace is their dad. Now that you mention it, maybe he was a dad that just wasn't there. Or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. Or Clover, yeah, that's true. Adoption. But he said now that you mention it. That's an interesting, that means that he would have known them for a while. Thinking about it. And also, yes, eyes up here. At any rate, we must find Snake as soon as possible. The clock is ticking. We really can't afford to waste any time. Very well. Let's get back to the search, shall we? Leave this area to me.
Alright. Let's go, Jumpy.
At June's urging, they left. They found themselves back at the stairs, but Junpei's mind was in turmoil. There's so much to think about, but no, it would have to be put aside for now. As Ace had said, finding Snake was their top priority. Junpei did his best to clear his mind. Alright, where should we go next? Yes, I know it's lovely, but go out more. Fucking hell. Okay. I'm not sure where we should go from here, though, to be quite honest. I'm really not sure. I mean, I want to go check the first cabin. If it's just Clover there, then I mean we could just leave Clover. Yeah, like she obviously wants to be left alone. That's fine. We can leave her alone if that's what she wants. I don't have a problem with that. But I mean, you know, it's possible that they moved locations or something. I want to avoid the casino though, because that's where Lotus is. Alright, back to first class. Let's go.
Let's go check out the first class cabin again.
Okay, coming with you.
Turn and headed toward B deck. No one was there. I figured they might have more luck somewhere else. But where? More luck somewhere else? Let's check the casino then.
How about the casino?
Let's go take a look.
Turn and headed off down the hallway to their right at a jog. If Lotus is there, we're just gonna fucking leave her. There's no one there. Had no choice. Junpei and June turned around and headed to a different location. Fuck. Wait. Why is the option of the large hospital room grayed out? Alright, let's go check the rooms again.
Let's go back downstairs and check out that hallway with all the doors.
Go for a run down the stairs. There was no sign of anyone. Snake, of course, was nowhere to be found. You'd have to look somewhere else. But where? Bad times incoming? Why are bad times incoming? Don't tell me that. You're scaring me, man. Fuck though, I really don't know where I should go. Hospital? Well, if we go to the hospital, that's true. It's possible someone found Snake and went back there, and they all got recalled, and we're just running about. That's true. Alright. Let's check it and hope we don't get locked into anything.
Why don't we go back to the big hospital room?
Okay, let's go then.
Turn and head back toward the large hospital room. There was no one to be seen. What? What next? Wait, but there's... What? Go to the casino. Is everyone just gone? Did they leave you? I'm gonna be a little upset if we just got left and got a bad end right there. Yeah, I guess we have to go to the hospital room. And I can't go there. Or I can, apparently. Huh. Just finished searching. Looked everywhere they could think of, but Snake was nowhere to be found.
Lotus looked around at 6 frustrated faces and spoke. We can't keep looking for Snake. Wherever he is, he's not here. Need to get moving. I couldn't disagree with what she was saying. Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. There was no point wasting any more time. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts, but they stayed silent. Finally, Seven spoke. We don't got a choice. Lotus is right. We're not gonna find Snake. There's a problem, though. We gotta figure out who's gonna go through which door. Yes, I have a proposal. She walked back and forth across the floor, her heels clicking against the wood. Finally, she stopped. Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice? Okay, Lotus. Sacrifice? Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes. You've all figured it out by now, haven't you? We can't all make it through those doors. We split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people, respectively, then 3 people will be left behind. We split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people, respectively, then 2 people will be left behind. But if we split into 2 groups of 3 and leave 1 person out, then only 1 person will be left behind. But we can fix 5 people through a door, can't you? Leaving behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3. Wait, 4 and 3, that's 7. 1 man's dead and we leave 1 person behind, but... Yeah, no, I don't think we should leave them behind naturally, but... I don't understand where her logic is going. Leave, Lotus. She wants to get out, remember? Yeah. I'm not sure. I wasn't quite sure that that was true.
Wait a minute.
Huh.
2 people get left behind if we split into 5 and 2. 1 person is left behind if we split into 3, 3, and 1.
Why the fuck is Lotus dressed so skimpily? They think she's a dancer. Or like an exotic dancer or something.
I got that part. You can't go through the numbered doors with any less than 3 people. But if we split into 4 and 3, then why do 3 people have to be left behind?
Just run the numbers. Say we get through door 7 with 1, 4, 5, 6. Who's left over?
That would be 3, 7, 8.
What's the digital root for that?
3 plus 7 plus 8 equals 18, so add 1 and 8 is 9.
Exactly. But door 9 isn't here, right? That means 3, 7, 8 won't be going anywhere. That was just an example, of course. There are a lot of different combinations, but the result will always be the same. It doesn't matter which 4 it is, the 3 that are left over can't go through any of the doors. Go ahead and calculate it if you have the time. You'll see. Anyway, that's how it is. Now if we can get back to my proposal. We only have to sacrifice 1 person if we split into 3, 3, and 1. When Seven spoke, his voice was strained.
Lan, you're saying we gotta decide who's gonna stay behind.
Yes, we do. Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best decision. The other 6 are to survive, then 1 person has to sacrifice themselves.
You're accounting that Clover and Snake aren't gonna come back, though.
No, that's too cruel.
What's so cruel about it?
To just sacrifice someone like that.
Then what's your plan? Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1.
Not what I meant. You shouldn't sacrifice anyone.
I told you, that's impossible. Wake up.
Whoa, calm down, you two.
And a step between Lotus and June.
Look, what Lotus is trying to say is that you should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right?
Exactly. That's how democracy works. For that reason, I think the only fair way to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote.
Wait, leave 2 in case Snake comes in, we can fill in door 3. Well, Snake is 2 and Clover's 4, so that is 6, right? What would give them a digital root of either 3 or 7? We'd have to shoot for 7, I think, but what I want to think here is we leave behind the person who can let Clover and Snake go through a door. Because if we do that, then they can get through, assuming Snake and Clover get found, and one part of the group can go ahead. That's how I'm thinking the best way we should handle this. So, fuck. Here, where's my fucking... Need a calculator for this shit. I can't brain right now. Alright, whatever the number is, 1 plus 3 plus 4, ace. Or plus equal to 25, so yeah, ace. Okay, ace does work, that's true. But is there anyone else who works? Because we need our options here. If there's anyone else who works. Oh fuck, but that also would determine which door we go through then too. So then, if we at least leave Clover and Snake with an option, that's what we need to do. So we need to leave them with either an option for 7, which is ace, or an option for 3. 6? 6 plus 4 plus 2 is 12, and that's 3. Yeah, okay. That's right. Who's 6 again? June is 6. So either we have to leave ace or we have to leave June for them to have a chance to get out. But then who would that leave to go through then? So if we left ace, that would mean that we wouldn't have 2, we would have 3. We wouldn't have 4, we'd have 5 and 6. We would have fucking... Wait, I thought I just saw something pop up. Doors can be used twice. Can they? Okay. Here, I just want to check this still. 6, we have 7, and we have 8, so that's 29. So 2 plus 9 is equal to 11. That wouldn't even work. Okay. So, whereas in June's case, we leave June 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus not 6 plus 7 plus 8 equal to 24, so we can go through the 8 door. So the best option seems to be leaving June behind. Because June satisfies both of those conditions. Right? Fucking maths, how do they work? They work, but they take a while. But yeah, if we leave Ace, then we can't actually get through a door. If we leave June, then we can get through a door, and they'll be able to get through a door too. They'll be able to get through 7, and we'll be able to get through 8. That also leaves the separated door, because 3 was separated there. So it might not be good to trust it, but I think June is our best option to vote off the island. Yeah, guys? Think so?
What do you think?
No, that's terrible.
I'm not asking you.
It's true, she's kind of fucking crazy.
Shut up. What about you, Santa?
Well,
I agree, I guess.
Alright, that's one vote for. Counting mine, that's two. 7.
I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice. If we don't do something, we're all gonna die.
Glad to see you get it. If I can get one more vote, then it's decided. What about you, Clover?
Wait, what? Clover had moved away from the group and was sitting on one of the beds. Clover's here? Her whole body drooped. Junpei didn't know if she had even heard Lotus's proposal. Lotus walked over to Clover and gently laid a hand on her shoulder. Your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors. Wait, what? Why do you imply that?
We searched everywhere, but we didn't find him. Doesn't that mean he has to have gone through one of them somehow? Clover slowly lifted her face. Let's go look for him together, okay? We sacrifice one person, and we can go look for him. Agree with me, right?
Clover nodded once.
The motion carries.
Lotus spun around and walked toward Junpei.
Now, let's start a vote too. That won't be necessary.
Ace had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech and everyone jumped a little. Wait, Ace, are you about to volunteer as tribute? I mean, if you do, that also works, but not for us. 6 pairs of eyes turned to look at him. Seemed to notice or even care.
I will stay. That should solve our problem, yes?
Ah!
Oh,
Ace, what are you saying?
Hey, Ellie, how's it going? You need to stop sleeping through streams. Snake is 4? No, Snake is 2. Snake is 2 because, Snake Eyes.
No, you can't do that. That won't solve anything.
June's voice shook, and she looked around desperately for someone to agree with her. Ace simply looked at her.
June, I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me. I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself.
Huh?
I trust you, each and every one of you. I believe you'll come back for me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's optimistic, and then there's just nuts. Those doors only go one way. You go in, you don't come out. We go through them.
You won't be able to return, correct?
Yeah.
True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship.
What?
Please, I beg you, once you've escaped, come back and rescue me. Ideally within the time limit Zero has given us.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time.
Finally, Junpei could hold his tongue no longer.
We've only got 5 hours left. We don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we gonna find someone to come and rescue you?
Then perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me. Or perhaps you would be willing to leave June behind.
Ace's voice was dignified, but without a hint of cruelty or malice. No, we can't kill the attorney! Don't kill the attorney! Junpei had no rebuttal.
See, there's no other choice. And I see we've come to our conclusion. Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly.
Junpei stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. June bit her lip so hard that Junpei feared she would break the skin. Santa stood against the wall, calm and aloof. Seven tore his beanie from his head and turned it over anxiously in his hands. Clover stared at Ace with an expression Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude, however, was different from the others.
Good. Let's accept his kind offer then.
She smiled, her eyes bright. Ace answered with a smile of his own.
Good. I think this is the best for me. Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. Perhaps it's my age, but I get tired so easily these days.
As he spoke, Ace lowered himself down to the floor next to one of the beds. Ace! Somewhere deep in the ship, Junpei suddenly heard the screeching of metal on metal, almost as if the ship were screaming. Did it really hold until their time limit was up?
Already, D-deck was flooded. Sudden silence, the only sound was the sad metal wail of the ship. Unsurprisingly, it was Lotus who spoke first. Well, what are you waiting for? We're wasting time. Why don't we hurry it up? The spell had been broken, the others all began to talk at once.
You're right. We should get going. That's all we can do right now.
Evan,
Seriously, honestly, I was getting kind of sick of listening to you guys talk.
you too, Santa?
I I have to find my brother.
Well, wait, all of you? Let's just calm down and think about this. There has to be a way to get everyone out. There has to be. Right, Jumpy? Say something.
Yeah, let's think. There's gotta be another way.
Words sounded hollow and fake.
Fine. Forget about it. I'll figure it out on my own.
She spun around and ran toward Ace. He had slumped down next to the bed when June grabbed his arm and pulled.
Come on, Ace, please stand up. Can't give up yet. We just have to sit down together and think about this. We'll figure out a way that we can all get out of here.
Then it happened.
Wait, what?
Ace fell forward, slumped over onto the wooden floor, his body folded in half like a boxer out of cold.
Ace!
June cried out and dropped to her knees beside him. She put her arm around his neck and did her best to lift him up.
What happened, Ace? Say something.
She shook him frantically. His eyes fluttered open. I'm all right. His voice was weak and slightly slurred.
How are you? Fine?
This. He held out his left arm and slowly opened his hand. It was a syringe in a small vial. The vial was empty. It had only recently been emptied. A few drops clung to the sides. There was a label taped to the side of the container. It read, Soporial Beta. Soporial Beta? I had no idea what it meant or what kind of medicine it might be.
Did you use this?
Yes, it's just anesthetic. I'll be fine.
Anesthetic?
I found it earlier.
Oh, so Snake's passed out then.
What door did you pick at the third class cabin, 4 or 5?
I chose to go through door 5, I think. I went with the one that the group decided on because I didn't see any reason to go through the other. Yeah, we went through door 5. I think that worked fine.
While we were searching the hospital rooms, I thought it might be useful later. I didn't think I'd be using it on myself.
Why did you do this?
Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap. I really am very tired. I knew that wasn't why he'd done it. Ace had injected him with anesthetic to forestall Junpei and June's attempts to bring him along. Couldn't move, there was nothing they could do. He'd injected himself so they would be forced to leave him behind.
Ace.
There's something you want to say? I'd just like to sleep a little. Could you keep it down?
No! Don't, Ace, don't fall asleep.
Uh, feel warm. So comfortable. I think I'll have a nice dream. Ace's eyelids drooped further and further, almost as though he were dying.
Ace! Ace!
He shook his shoulder again and again, but this time he didn't respond. Did he just OD? Only the gentle rising and falling of his chest told him he was alive. Junpei was relieved to see he was, in fact, still breathing. He lifted Ace up off the floor and laid him on the bed he'd been leaning against. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now,
We can't let his sacrifice go to waste.
right?
He wasn't feeling any remorse, Junpei was sure of that. Still, he held no grounds upon which to oppose her. He felt wrong, but he had to agree. Then, suddenly, Santa spoke.
Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we?
What do you mean?
Well, we still haven't decided who's going in what door.
Ah, yeah. Yes, that's true.
Well, enough of this screwing around. Let's decide. You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8. Same number as my bracelet number.
Got it. You're 8. You're next 7. Which do you want? One do you want? I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
What? What did you just say? Her face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step towards 7. Threw up his hands and made a face like a child caught with his hands in the cookie jar. Ugh. You're going to get it next time. She shot him a glare that would have melted steel, then turned and stalked off.
Alright, who's next?
Santa's gaze moved across the 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Junpei, which door do you want?
At last, Junpei's mind was already made up.
I don't know. I don't trust Lotus as far as I can throw her. But she is clever. I know that. It's worth sticking to her for that reason. At least for one more round. I think after that, though, we should definitely drop her. 7? I don't know how I feel about 7. I think 7's genuine and honest, but he's a random card. He's a wild card because he doesn't have his memory. Fuck Lotus, Snake was better. I know Snake was better, but Snake's not an option anymore. Which one lets you and June go together? Good point. Okay. Lotus is 8, June is 6, and I'm 5. So 6 and 8 is 14, 19, 10. So Lotus isn't an option. 7 would be 9, which also isn't an option. 3 would be 5 and 6. Would get us to 11, which would be 2, which wouldn't work. Wait. I feel like Ace was actually the only option for me and June to go together. Cause yeah, fucking it won't work with that. Door 3, yeah, 5 and 6 is 11. Then if we add 1, that would be 12, which would add to 3. Get that. 21. You would need a high number. That wouldn't work. I don't think there's a way for me and June to stay together this way. Anna? Ellie? This is a serious time. We ain't talking about fucking Christmas. 21 possible. 21's not possible. Wait. 21's not possible if we're splitting into groups of 3. I like to say 21 would be possible, but we would need 4. The whole reason that we left Ace behind was so that we could have our groups be this way. The 21 wouldn't be possible, I don't think, because both Lotus and 7 are our highest number of people. Fuck. Honestly, I feel like we need to keep our friends close and our enemies closer with this. Let me think here. If we were to go with Lotus, then that would be 8 plus 5, which would make 13. But that's 4, which wouldn't work. You want store 8. So we would need whatchamacallit? 13 to 8, we would need 17. 17, that would be, no wait, wouldn't that be June? No, we would need 5. Who's 5? No, I'm 5. Wait, what? What the fuck am I saying? Fucking calculator. I need you. I'm stupid. 5 plus 8 is 13. 13, that's 4. So 1 plus 8, we would need 7. No. One plus, yeah. Go with 7, Lotus could die and you would live. I don't think that's how it works. I think that the characters we go with stay alive. I'm willing to bet that our character makes it out either way. Because, I mean, the only character that I honestly think I trust a little bit is Santa. I do kind of want to stick with him. Santa's got street smarts. I feel like he knows when someone's ready to throw him under the bus. And I also think that he's kind of... I don't think he trusts us, but I think he wants to look out for us. That's how I'm feeling, at least. Clover is with you if you go to 8. She's fucking useless. Alright, I still think we should go 8. I think we need to keep our eye on Lotus. I think we need to watch Lotus and watch for her bullshit and call her on it. Alright, let's do 8. I think I'm gonna go with door 8. Okay, 8 it is. Yeah. Alright then, that means June's gotta go through 7.
What? Why?
What? Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to explain. If the 6 of us is gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind, there's only 3 ways we can do it. Oh, plan A. Go through 7 with 3, 5, 8, and go through 8 with 4, 6, 7. Plan B. Go through 7 with 4, 5, 7. Go through 8 with 3, 6, 8. Plan C. Go through 7 with 3, 6, 7. Go through 8 with 4, 8, 5, 8. And that's it. Those are our only options. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors. You get it now?
Santa finished, June looked over at Junpei, tears welling up at the corners of her eyes.
Oh no. You're saying we aren't going to see each other again for a long time?
Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. Plan D, kill everyone because they're fucking wasting. They're figuring this shit out! And also in the context of the game, I do know that he knew that instantly, at least. In order for the six of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he swallowed it, steeled his resolve, and did his best to smile.
Hey, come on, you're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again. Gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember? Got split up then too, but we all met back up. I'll bet 7 or 8 are just like that.
I mean, they're connected somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
He didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected. I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Why? What makes you think so?
If they don't connect, neither team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right there. Deer's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door. June said nothing. Tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. Fuck you, Apex, because I have anger issues. Jesus Christ. He met them, and with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently on her shoulder.
Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again. I promise.
June bit her lip and gave him an almost imperceptible nod. Fuck you, because why not? Alright, you guys, have fun doing it in the butt then, I guess. Because you're fucking now, right? So confused. Ellie, you missed a lot of shit, and you probably are gonna want to watch the YouTube video at some point if you want to know what the fuck's going on.
Yes. Promise?
Her voice was barely above a whisper. Dance's voice shattered the moment. You guys done yet? He shrugs and continues.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups.
Just assume your gender? Well, yes. Actually. Anyway, when did you get quality options? I have quality options? I don't know when that happened, Ellie. When the fuck did I get quality options? Wait, wasn't there... I'm not sure about this, but I feel like I remember hearing one time that it was like the top certain amount of streams in terms of viewership got quality options even if they weren't partnered, I think. But there's no way in hell it could be that, because there's fucking 7 of us here. I'm sure that there's countless other streams with way more viewers. So, yeah, I don't know.
Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 7, and Clover can take 8. Any problems with that, Clover?
Clover looked away and was silent for a moment. Thank you, Bryce, for putting us through this emotional journey. Quality of this content is always redacted, spirals into a fit of anger. Oh, God. Alright. Clover looked away and was silent for a moment.
Whatever.
More of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care.
Alright, we're ready to go then?
Notice that Chad is on drugs. Ellie, to be fair, when is Chad not on drugs?
Let's move.
At Santa's command, the group split and headed for the respective doors. Santa, 7, and June walked toward 7, while Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed for door 8. For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Then Lotus laid her hand against her chest and turned to Junpei and Clover. Are you ready? I'm the only one in here. Wait, when I'm the only one here. I, I, I don't fucking know. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, that was wrong voice. Yeah.
Yes.
Then shall we go? Apparently I'm just being forced into this. The door had opened. A narrow hallway stretched out before them. Lotus and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in the bracelets had been activated. I stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his left, to door 7. June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked toward him. Their eyes met. They nodded. Their farewell took almost 1.5 seconds. Then someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him boldly through the door. He heard the sound of the numbered door slam shut behind him. His bracelet gave a cold electronic beep. 81 seconds left. Hurry. Lotus snapped at him and ran to the dead. Junpei and Clover followed her as fast as they could. Okay. Phew. Stopped. With a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm. Aloof, perhaps.
Pointless.
She muttered to herself without emotion and began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity. Wait, would that work? Ace and Snake both add to 3, but there's only 2 of them. Do you think it's possible that Zero would be like, ah, fuck it, let him through? Do you think that could be possible? Dear God, I hope that is. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity. What an unpleasant girl. I bet she's not very popular with the boys. Sarcasm seemed a little more biting than was perhaps necessary, but she sighed and started after the younger girl. After taking a moment to catch his breath, Junpei followed. The hallway made a number of turns before at last coming to a dead end. Set into the wall on his left side was a large iron door. For a few minutes, they stood in front of the door, examining it. 1 plus 2 plus 0. Let's go with that. Above the door was a plate with the word laboratory engraved on it. No. A laboratory, huh? It doesn't sound very pleasant. Zero is on the boat! Dude, if Zero's on the boat, that would mean he's Zero and could then get the 2 of them through. That is possible. Holy shit, we might have played this well. I don't like the look of this place. Me either, but there aren't any other doors. Not like we have a lot of choices. Bye. Huh? Please. You first. Junpei suspected her politeness was motivated by something other than respect. Yeah. Zero Lelouch. Junpei muttered to himself and pushed open the iron door. First steps inside were tentative and careful, but as he examined the room, it became clear there was no imminent danger. Lotus followed him in, and Clover brought up the rear. The room they found themselves in was divided into 2 separate areas by a curved wall. A big glass window that built into that wall made it possible to see to the other side of the division. Pi walked to the window and looked through.
What the hell?
He wasn't sure what else to say. Oh, it's robots. In the center of a room shaped like a quarter circle, a mannequin lay on the what looked like a medical exam table.
That looks...
That looks so creepy.
Junpei jumped a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus come up to next to him.
You don't think that thing is going to suddenly sit up or something, do you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, look at all those cables sticking out of it. I pressed the wrong button. I don't know.
Stop it. Just thinking about it is terrifying.
She was gripping her arms, the knuckles on her hands white. It was then that Junpei noticed Clover. She was still standing near the entrance of the room. Her face had the appearance of calm, was drawn, and somehow sad. Something almost pitiful about her. Pai walked over to her and, as kindly as he could, spoke.
You okay?
Clover looked away.
What are you talking about?
What? Just worried about you. Been real quiet.
What? I can't be quiet if I want to?
Well, I mean, of course you can. I just...
Okay then, if I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone, okay?
Come on, you know I can't do that. Gotta work together.
That is true. He did say if you don't work together, you do explode. Okay. Clover bit her lip and was silent for a moment. Then suddenly,
Jinpai, you just don't get it!
her cry took Junpei by surprise, and he stumbled backward a few steps, alarmed.
My brother's not the kind of person who just leave me behind. Something happened to him. Something bad.
Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus jolted from her mannequin. Nightmares by Wait, what? Jolted from her mannequin, Nightmares by Clover's voice turned toward them. What happened? Clover's eyes slid to Lotus, then back to Junpei.
Look, just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone.
Finished, she turned around. Before Junpei or Lotus could say anything, Clover had begun to walk quickly away.
Hey! Wait, Clover! Hold on!
Might as well have been talking to a wall for all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her. Not even slowing down, she passed through the doorway. Well, she's dead. And without warning, an iron gate fell from the ceiling like a portico, sealing Clover in.
What the heck? What's going on here?
Clover grabbed hold of the iron bars and shook them as hard as she could.
Hang on! I'll get it open.
You are not the Hulk. Junpei grabbed the bars and pulled. In a moment, Lotus joined him. The three of them pulled as hard as they could, but
Ah!
Ugh. Grr. Damn it, it's not moving.
What? Wait. Are you just gonna give up? Just like that?
No, I'm not giving up. Also, fuck you. This has gotta be another one of Zero's puzzles.
If it is, then there's gotta be a way to open it.
Junpei nodded.
That's what I was thinking. We gotta do is find it. Lotus and I can look around out here. Clover, you're gonna have to see if you can find anything there.
Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Alrighty. That was fucking intense. Jesus Christ. Anyways, well, besides Clover fucking us over because angsty teen, you know, angsty teens do that sometimes. Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna call it for tonight. Thinking that's where we're gonna call it for tonight. Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out. I hope you had a fun time. And, yeah. Be back tomorrow, 9 o'clock PST, as always, with not this because it's Friday, and Friday is time for games of fun and joy and other shit, like Quiplash. We're probably just gonna play Quiplash. Fucking hell. Anyways. No, you don't stop. What do you mean, no, I don't stop? What are you talking about? I need to sleep, man. I need to use the thing called the bed. I was woken up by a Miss Murray at 10 in the morning, and she did some kind of social justice fucking shit on me. So yeah. Anyways. Thanks very much for hanging out, guys. I hope you had a fun time. Till next time. Bye.